Good morning, everyone. This is Susan Givens, group publisher for Babcock's Media and publisher of AutoSuccess. I have somebody really special that is going to sit with us today. It is not our typical dealer insider video, so we will not be speaking with a dealer, but we are going to speak with someone that has had just a history of leadership, of teamwork, of even working in the automotive portion of our industry a little bit. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But Colonel Robert Rice, thank you so much for meeting with us today. We are just honored to have you. Can you give me a little background on yourself?
Sure. Hey, it's great to be with you, especially as we're talking about the people that are really special in my heart, which are our great veterans that are out there spread through society, doing great things, making our country continue to hum along at a high level. So as you noted, Susan, thank you. I'm a retired colonel from the United States Marine Corps, served 29 years, was an aviator, mostly serving in aviation squadrons and billets across my 29 years, retired in 2011. What really got me towards what we're talking about today was my last tour in the Marine Corps, where I was the commanding officer of Marine Corps Base Hawaii from 2008 to 11. In that job, I had the responsibility for everything aboard the base from an infrastructure and a support side. So I had a huge motor pool there, over 500 vehicles that were all commercial type vehicles, fire trucks, police cars, public works vehicles, bucket trucks, you name it, we had it. And the fueling and the maintenance and the support to do all of that. And then when I retired, I became a city manager for a couple of years, where I had direct interactions with people in that industry, because as you know, a city is reliant on the wheels that run it, which are fire trucks, ambulances, public works vehicles, police vehicles again. And I did that for a couple of years. And I went to headquarters Marine Corps, where I was the director of operations for all the installations across the entire Marine Corps. And part of my portfolio there was the purchasing of large numbers of police vehicles and fire trucks to the tune of, we had about 315 fire trucks and about 60 ambulances across our fleet, and hundreds of police vehicles. So I interacted at a very senior level with purchasers and maintainers of rolling stock, if you will. And on that side, when you look down the road and you see tactical vehicles forward deployed, you know, it's kind of a different thing. But everything we do is through GSA leasing, with basically the off-the-shelf vehicles that your team, your partners, you know, all the major manufacturers are manufacturing and turning into government vehicles for us. So now I'm director of operations at Cherry Point, which is one of our major air stations. I have responsibility as the senior civilian aboard the base to help the commander run the entire base. And I deal directly with the folks that run our motor pool and number of vets over there. About 55% of our workforce, including the motor pool that are civilians, are vets.
Why do you think it's so important to hire vets?
There's a lot of reasons. So vets make a significant sacrifice, and their families make a significant sacrifice. So they understand hard times, because every day when you're deployed away can be a hard time. And every vet has deployed and gone to really bad places in the world and had to operate in the most austere conditions. And they get overcoming obstacles, they get resilience, and they get teamwork, they get mission accomplishment. They come with a skill set that's instilled in them from the very first day of boot camp. From the first day that you get your head shaved and put on the same uniform, now it's clear that you no longer have an individual identity, but an identity of a larger team with a larger purpose and scope in life, and to ask you to do some things that are very difficult, sometimes unpleasant, but you have to get the job done. So when you hire a vet, you're getting somebody that comes with that skill set that can get the job done.
I want to touch a little bit more on teamwork, and we've had some discussions offline regarding teamwork and how, working with veterans, they're used to teamwork and they're used to a leader. And can we talk a little bit more about that and just what makes, such a good work environment when you can work as a team?
You can't accomplish anything, especially in the Marine Corps, large scale, even in your industry. You can't build a car on a factory on a factory floor without teamwork. You can't deliver a product without teamwork. You need somebody to sell it. You need somebody to service it. You need somebody to finance it. You need somebody to do the advertising. All that stuff is where veterans come in strong, because they're used to being part of something for the greater success of whatever organization is, whether it's the Marine Corps or whether they get out and work at a dealership or whatever it is, but they're used to working for a common goal. And so we do a lot of training. We train young people to lead at a very early age. So everybody's a leader and everybody's a follower. Everybody has a boss, right? Somebody's ultimately in charge, but everybody has a boss. So even as a senior leader now, I have a boss. So my boss sets the direction and then I execute. I set the direction for my team and then my team executes. And the team always gets together. And the camaraderie, the esprit de corps that the team brings to the effort is what makes you able to deliver success. We call it mission success. You would call it, I'm not sure what you would call it, but we call it mission success and getting the job done.
I like mission success. Well, so you have a lot of knowledge on hiring, and a lot of times we're not as lucky to be able to hire a veteran. So what qualities, what skill sets can we look for in an individual that we are going to hire?
So you're looking, the skill set you're going to get from the successful veteran is somebody, again, we'll go back to, is team oriented, is mission focused. Mission accomplishment is number one. They come with a high degree of integrity. And frankly, what we talk about as people grow through the military is technical and tactical skills. So what you get is we start training at a very early level. And we put a young Marine on a large truck as a mechanic at a young age. And he's getting an 18-year-old Marine's getting led by a 21-year-old Marine, and that 21-year-old Marine's getting led by a 24-year-old Marine. So there's a hierarchy of leadership and followership and the technical skills. So you come with a large amount of technical skills, you come with a large amount of integrity, and you come with a large amount of commitment, and you come with an unmatched work ethic. When you deploy, you're working 24/7. There's no on the clock, off the clock. Everybody in the Marine Corps is a salaried employee, no matter how far up or down you are on the food chain. And no one really, I won't say we don't care, but if somebody said, well, I worked last Saturday, that's kind of interesting. If the mission accomplishment or the mission needs to accomplish, we're going to work on Saturday. So we talk about, there's two, everybody talks about in the military in general, in the Marine Corps, mission first, people always. So, and everybody understands that. What does that really mean? It means no matter what, we have to accomplish the mission. We have to accomplish the task at hand. And we say people always, that means good leaders take care of their people. And taking care of their people isn't making sure that they only work an 8-hour day or this. It's taking care of all their needs. It's if you're going to work them 12 hours, it's making sure they get fed. It makes sure that their family is taken care of back home when they're deployed. We treasure our people. They're our number one asset, and we train them and we mold them and we make them great. Either make them great Marines, and when they go out, we hope and we believe they're all going to become great citizens and contributors to a society and whatever organization they're going to be in.
That leads us to a pretty good point. In the hiring process, as a company looking to hire someone, it's really a two-way street, because, that person almost interviews me too, because they want to make sure that they know that I'm a good leader, that we have a great company, that we can back them up and then work together and grow together. So, you brought up a great point with that. I also wanted to ask you, integrity and positive work ethic. Those are some really good traits, but not everyone is born with them. Do you think that those can be learned? Do you think that someone just has to have those prior to getting the job?
So there's certain things that people come with, and certain things you can learn, and that's kind of a gray area. But I will tell you, the military is, it's been kind of looked at sometimes as a last stop, right? For people that come from broken homes, people that come from less than solid backgrounds, had a lot of difficulties in their life that weren't their own making, and maybe didn't have that work ethic. They're going to see people like them. So when I say that, like if you're young, and I was an officer, so I went through training during college. But if you go to boot camp as a young Marine, which is 80% of our work of our force is young enlisted folks, and their mentors, their guides, those drill instructors are people when they go to boot camp that were them 5-8 years ago, that came from a broken home, that were mentored and led by somebody that they could look up to, that they see, hey, they had kind of a rough life, but now they became a leader. That's what I want to be. And boot camp is 7 days a week, and if you don't have a work ethic, you're going to get it drilled into you during your initial training, and then in your follow-on training in your skill field. So which could be automotive or aviation mechanic or whatever it is. And they're going to see that leader that they recognize and go, that was me. He was probably me 5-8 years ago. And if I didn't do this, I would be going on the wrong track. And we get some great people that, that have had not an easy upbringing and have lived on the edge, and we get them going. And that's how I talk about, we make them great Marines, and they develop that work ethic, and they see people of high integrity around them. So maybe they didn't have some great integrity before, but they come to an organization that absolutely demands accountability and integrity and people that can be trusted. We want to trust you. Trust us, we will trust you. And then they develop into those fallen leaders. And if they don't stay in the Marine Corps, we're very happy that they've moved on. But we think, again, we've turned back a better citizen to the country than was given to us.
I think those are some philosophies that we can definitely utilize in our dealerships today too. Lastly, can you share, and I think we've gone over a few of them, but 3 qualities that you think a team member has to have?
So the code in the Marine Corps is honor, courage, and commitment. Those are our 3 buzzwords. So are they translatable to the outside or to what your dealers do? Perhaps, but I jotted a couple of things down, and I think and I'll change it up just a little bit. I'll keep commitment in there. You have to have commitment. You have to be committed to the organization. The other word we talked about was integrity. You gotta be able to be trusted. You gotta be able to work on that car, and the service manager says, hey, go change those brakes. He's got to have trust in you that you're going to go in there and do it the right way, and have the integrity to say, we can't fix this car, or we can't do this, or I need more money, I need more help, I need more parts, so that he can go back to the customer and tell him, sorry, it was $200, but it's going to be $500, whatever it is. You have to have the integrity to be able to make those decisions and not cut corners. And although we talked significantly about teamwork, and I think that's the 3rd one, I do want to talk just a little bit. We look for we call them SMEs, subject matter experts. You need to have that technical competence in what you're doing, whatever it is, and you have to have the drive to continue to build on your technical skills and to grow your technical skills. We can take you as a trainee, and maybe you don't have the full range of skills needed in that job, but if you have that technical capability and background, we need you to continue to grow as a technician and as a leader. Continuous education, continuous schooling, continuous training is important to us. So we need to grow that. And then eventually we'll pull them out and give them 6 months to a year off and send them somewhere and give them more education, because we believe, a better educated workforce is a better trained force, is a better force to accomplish the mission.
I 100% agree with you on that. Yes. You know, thank you for taking the time today to meet with us. And, you know, thank you for your service. And we are doing a promotion in November for AutoSuccess called Veterans and Vehicles. And we are highlighting some of the best men and women in the industry who have served in the armed forces, but now are in the dealership world. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. This was a great intro. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Susan. Good luck to you, and thank you to all our veterans.
Thank you.